I'm gonna look at two books today, both in the X-Men line. They follow each other chronologically, so it's the Fall of the House of X #4 and the Rise of the Powers of X #4. So we'll look at this one first, Fall of X #4. It comes first in the timeline. I got one of the variant covers here. It's by E.M. Gist or Gist, I'm not sure, but real solid Emma Frost cover here. And there's a lot going on in X-Men right now. Uh, Real good shot of Apocalypse to start. He's got giant sword here, the sword station up above him, and an eclipse. Just a really great splash page to open it up. You always want the first page to be something impressive, so when someone opens a book, it makes them want to instantly pick it up or keep reading. But Apocalypse is basically carrying Krakoa, the mutant Krakoa, not the island itself, but the mutant entity, and he's trying to get him away from these Stark Sentinels, who are like overpowered Sentinels. So nice action scene here, and we get the credits page. The X-Men, or the data sheets as they call them, they always have all the characters involved in the book listed, which is pretty helpful. Uh, Cyclops is on the moon right now with some of the other X-Men, uh, and they're fighting Nimrod. And Charles Xavier has just joined Orcus, which is a group of humans and AI robots that are bent on destroying all mutant kind. But Xavier has struck a deal with them to basically wipe out all the humans in order to save the mutants. So Xavier is selling out humanity, essentially, for his mutants. So you can already see how the X-Men who fight to protect humans are probably not going to like that. So we got Krakoa. He's dying, but he lives on like basically the power of mutants that die, because he's like a tree, so he lives off of dead materials. So we've got Apocalypse here, selecting mutants to fight him to the death, so that they're basically like sacrificing themselves to keep Krakoa alive. So we got Emma Frost here, who's figuring out that Xavier has joined forces with Orcus, and they're trying to figure out a plan of what to do. And right at that moment, Professor X gets inside Cyclops' head and is trying to explain to him what he's doing is actually for the better of mutants. At the same time, Xavier is using his telekinetic powers to cause a nuclear explosion to go off. And the X-Men realize that there's only one way that they're going to be able to stop Sentinel City, which is like a giant orbiting space station created by Orcus, basically like the Death Star. But we go back to Apocalypse sacrificing some mutants. And we get a shot here of what Orcus is doing is they're taking light from the sun to basically overheat the Earth. And the X-Men open up a giant portal using one of the mutants, Manifold, who can teleport giant objects. And they actually teleport the entire sword station into the Sentinel City. Now, I think this is a cool shot. I almost didn't even know what was going on here when I first read this. I feel like this would have made a better full page splash of the sword station going through the Orcus station, but we get a great splash page here of the X-Men fighting Nimrod. Just great stuff. Lucas Wernick is the artist here, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, Lucas Wernick with Jethro Morales. And of course, Jerry Duggan is the writer. I've really enjoyed Duggan's stuff. He took over for Hickman, which is pretty big shoes to fill, but I think he's done a pretty fine job trying to pull it all together. So Nimrod is having his way with the X-Men. Omega Sentinel here realizes that their entire Sentinel city's been destroyed, and she says a storm is coming from the sun. But it's not sent from them, it's literally storm. So setting it up for the next issue there. It says next, knives to gunfights. So don't bring a knife to a gunfight. I wonder who's got the knives and who's got the guns. And that leads us to the Rise of Powers of X number 4. This issue focuses a lot more on what Xavier's doing, selling out the mutants to Orchis. Really cool cover here of just a totally defeated Professor X crawling over, a pile of skulls. You gotta assume those are mutant skulls. Or maybe all the humans he's gonna try to kill. And a tree burning in the background, probably representing Krakoa. Really just instant classic cover, if you ask me. So the X-Men have basically stopped Xavier from killing Moira in her 10th life, Moira McTaggart, which would have basically kept Krakoa from ever existing. So they stopped that, but then Xavier shoots Rachel Summers and kills her, which the X-Men had a plan to resurrect the Phoenix. And so Rasputin is trying to stop Xavier now. Mother Righteous, who is being held captive, gets set free by Xavier to stop Rasputin. And then Xavier, after shooting Rasputin, then turns on Mother Righteous. And so he's just selling out everybody left and right. And so Xavier gives Mother Righteous to Orchis. He's now telling the Omega Sentinel that he's going to take out the humans in order to save his mutants. And then they can basically coexist in his mind. That's what he wants to do. And he has this great line. He says, I am Charles Xavier. I see the world like no one else. I am the ultimate Sentinel. So the X-Men still being able to resurrect. The Five still exist. They bring back Rachel. And they realize that they've really only got one choice, which is to try and resurrect Jean Grey in the Phoenix. She's the only one that can stop Orchis. And then we get a shot of Nimrod and the Omega Sentinel telling Xavier that they have to kill these human scientists that are not really working with Orchis to their satisfaction. So that job gets done. Xavier's not exactly happy about it, but he knows this, in his mind, this is his only opportunity. This is his only choice. So we get, this is the Enigma here, which is basically Mr. Sinister's consciousness uploaded into this entity. He's siphoned off all the information from all of his Sinister clones and become this all-powerful being. Like I said, there's a lot going on. So finally the X-Men taking Jean to get resurrected. they find that they've resurrected some of the X-Men have resurrected Sinister. Rasputin's not too happy about that. Apocalypse has finally made it, I think, back to Krakoa here. And some of the mutants are resurrecting. And it seems like they're about to start their final offensive. The colors and the computer colors in this look really great. I'll give some credit to whoever the color artist is in this comic, because they did an excellent job. David Curell. So just a really beautiful comic to look at. All these X-Men comics in this Fall of X, Rise of Powers of X have been really pretty to look at. So we finally made contact with Phoenix, and looks like that's what's coming up next. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you picked up these issues, what you thought, where you think it's going. Let me know what you want me to record next. And please like the video and subscribe.